Okay, so picture this.
You're at like a bustling farmer's market, right?
Oh.
Sun is shining, smells of fresh produce are everywhere,
Yeah?
and you find the perfect basket of strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a catch.
Oh.
It's cash only.
And you're trying to figure out if you have enough left after,
Yeah.
after that sourdough loaf you just bought.
Wouldn't it be awesome to just calculate that change in your head?
Oh, yeah.
Confidently, quickly?
Absolutely.
That's what today's deep dive is all about.
We're unlocking the magic of mental math
I love it.
with a really, really neat subtraction trick that we found.
On the Math is Figure Outable YouTube channel.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What I think is really interesting about this technique is how it taps into how our brains just naturally prefer those nice round numbers.
It's kind of like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's like choosing a scenic route that's actually faster because you're avoiding all the traffic lights.
Oh, I love that. I love that analogy.
So no more calculator crutches.
We're going to impress everyone with our mental agility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not about becoming a human calculator overnight.
Right.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
really about building up that number sense
Yes.
and confidence.
Okay.
So let's unpack the strategy.
Good.
They call it subtracting a friendly number over root.
That's the one. And it works whether we're dealing with whole numbers, decimals, or even those sometimes scary fractions,
The goal isn't to get the exact answer right away.
but rather to make the problem way easier to handle in our heads.
Hit us with an example. Show us how this works.
Okay, let's say we have 11,133 minus 995.
Now, most people would grab their calculator for this, right?
Oh, absolutely. My brain already wants to shut down just looking at those numbers.
Right.
But think about it this way.
Yeah.
Isn't subtracting 1,000 from 1133 so much easier than dealing with that 995?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
It's like, yeah, we're picking a smoother path to the same destination.
Precisely. So if we subtract 1,000 from 11,133,
We're left with 133.
but we've subtracted 5 too many, right?
Right.
Because 1,000 is 5 more than 995.
Right, so that's where the over part comes in.
Yes.
We intentionally subtracted a bit too much.
Exactly. And to compensate for that, we simply add those 5 back,
133 plus 5 gives us 138.
which is the correct answer.
Wow, that felt way easier than it should have.
So we've conquered whole numbers.
What about decimals?
Those always trip me up.
Decimals are where this strategy really shines.
Okay.
What if we had $56.60
Okay.
and needed to subtract $39.99.19?
Think about how you'd usually approach that.
Honestly, I'd probably round that $39.99 up to $40 in my head anyway, just to make it easier.
You're already on the right track.
That's essentially what this technique is all about,
They call it the penny trick.
the penny trick.
Oh.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So instead of wrestling with that $39.99,
Right.
we just subtract $40,
Yeah.
which is super easy to do in our heads.
Yeah.
56.60 minus 40
Yeah.
leaves us with $16.60. Okay, that makes sense.
But we subtracted a penny too much, right?
Exactly. We subtracted a friendly number over by a tiny bit.
To adjust,
Yeah,
we just add that penny back,
Okay.
giving us the correct answer of $16.61.
So it's the same principle, just with decimals. We're strategically overshooting
Yeah.
and then making a small adjustment at the end.
Exactly.
I like how this turns something that seems complex.
Into this simple, like, two-step process.
Yeah, it's like finding those,
You know those shortcuts in a video game
yes,
that let you bypass a whole bunch of obstacles?
totally.
And the best part is, as you practice this, you start to develop a deeper understanding of,
Like how numbers actually work,
yeah,
especially when you can visualize it.
visualize it. How does that work?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the Math is Figure Outable video, they actually draw out
Yeah.
like the examples,
Okay.
and it's amazing how much clearer that makes it.
Remember that example with the decimals?
Yeah.
Like $8.20 minus $3.95. And they showed how that $3.95
Yeah.
fits within the $4 that we're subtracting.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Seeing it visually, really, it clicked for me.
It's like, oh, even though we're subtracting $4, that $3.95 is kind of already
Accounted for in there.
exactly.
It's just a matter of adjusting by those few cents at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they give you the behind the scenes look at the math.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Yeah.
So we've tackled whole numbers.
We've tackled decimals.
Right.
Can this strategy handle fractions?
Because those feel like a whole different ballgame.
You're right. Fractions can be intimidating.
But that's what's so cool about this technique.
Okay.
It provides a framework that applies even to them.
It's about shifting our mindset from like,
Yeah.
oh no, fractions, to like, let's find that friendly number.
Okay, I'm ready to be a fraction-fighting friend number finder.
Hit me with an example.
Okay, let's say we have 7 and 310,
Okay.
and we want to subtract 2 and 98 of 100.
Okay.
Now,
Oh.
that might look a little messy. Those fractions are not playing around.
Right.
But instead of diving into complex fraction calculations,
Yeah.
what if we look for that friendly number?
Near 2 and 98 100.
3 seems like a good candidate.
You got it.
So we'll subtract 3 from 7 and 310,
Okay.
which leaves us with 4 and 310.
Okay.
We can practically do that in our sleep.
Yeah, way less intimidating than dealing with those hundredths.
Right.
But we did subtract a bit too much, didn't we?
Exactly. We need to figure out how much over we went.
Right.
We subtracted 3 instead of 2 and 98 on 100,
Yeah.
which means we subtracted 2 hundredths too much.
Okay.
So to adjust, we just add that 2100 back to our result of 4 and 310,
That's it.
giving us a final answer of 4 and 32100.
Wow, that was surprisingly painless for a fraction problem.
And that's the beauty of this strategy.
Ah.
It breaks down the problem into manageable steps, even when those numbers look scary at first.
It's like having a secret weapon against math anxiety.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And the more you practice this,
Subtract a friendly number over technique,
right,
the more intuitive it
you
becomes.
start seeing those friendly numbers everywhere.
It's like, yeah, our brains just crave those friendly numbers. We just need to, like, give them what they want.
I love that way of thinking about it.
And what's so cool is
Yeah.
this isn't just,
Yeah.
it's not just a quick fix. It's
Yeah.
about developing a deeper
It is.
understanding.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about, that deeper understanding of numbers and their relationships.
It's like we're becoming like math detectives or something.
Right.
Searching for the clues and the
Oh, yeah.
patterns, and the math is figure-outable
Yeah.
video.
Really emphasizes
Yes.
this isn't just for kids,
It's
right?
absolutely
It's
not.
a tool for everyone.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
No matter your age or your background with math.
Absolutely. It's never too late to embrace the power of mental math.
Yeah.
You know, it's about shifting that mindset from, I'm not a math person, to like, I can figure this out.
Totally.
Yeah. And the best way to figure it out is to practice, right?
Absolutely.
So for everyone listening, like, here's a little challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
Next time you're in a situation where you would normally reach for that calculator,
Yeah.
maybe you're splitting a bill with friends
Yeah.
or figuring out a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Try this technique.
Yes. Yes.
The subtract a friendly number over.
See how it feels.
See how it feels.
Yeah. You might be surprised at how empowering it feels to be able to just like,
Crunch those numbers in your
oh,
head.
nicely.
Yeah, it's like you're flexing those mental math muscles.
And if you are looking for more
Amazing math tips.
and tricks,
yes,
be sure to check out the Math is Figure-Outable YouTube channel.
such a good resource.
They have a ton of great videos that just
They do.
break down these intimidating math concepts.
Absolutely.
So there you have it.
A really powerful.
Practical and even fun, I think, way to approach subtraction.
Yeah, for sure. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to embrace
The magic.
of mental math.
Yes.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
And remember, math is figure-outable.